Brant Show. I'm your host, Monica, and we've been talking to 𝗬cie 𝘂𝘂𝗯𝗲 about all the wonderful things of her walk through the industry, her transformation, her competing, her momship, being a wife, all the good things. And I'm so excited because I hear we've got a video of you on stage from one of your favorite shows. And
wearing your suit.
And then my suit, and it's so fun to get to see it. So, Claudia, can you roll that video?
I got so many compliments on that suit that day. So many.
I'm thrilled. That was a Tammy Marie suit. I don't think Tammy's doing suits anymore.
No, and you know, I tried to see if she could replicate it a couple years later. But everything's one of a kind, obviously, and this one for sure.
Well, if you ever want to wear it again. You have a show coming up?
No, I did a show in November, the week before Thanksgiving show at the San Diego Fit Expo, a muscle contest show. I'm just taking a little bit of time off. The girls, it's their competition season now. It just started, and so they go well into June. And so all of my weekends and everything that I have right now is devoted to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what about, okay, you know, you said you did one of your big goals in doing a fitness competition. So what was your routine like? Because it doesn't sound like you have gymnastics or dance background. So
you know what? I don't have any gymnastics background, but the cool thing about having daughters that dance is each year they do solos. I pay a choreographer. He or she puts together a routine for them, and they perform the solo at all of our competitions. And so my daughter had a really cool jazz routine to a Jennifer Lopez mix of songs. Mm-hmm. And I literally stole her. I did too, but her first one was a Britney Spears mix. And I literally stole her entire costume, her costume ideas, her entire dance down to her props. We had a circus step stool. I stole the entire thing. The only thing that was different was on some of the moves that she had danced, like spins, turns, you know, certain dance moves that I didn't do. I would do like a one-arm push-up or, you know, Russian toe touches, the things that I could do. But it was great because I got to steal, you know, I paid for a choreographer for them. So I figured, you know what, I might as well just try this. So Flex Lewis had the Flex Lewis Classic in Nashville, and my coach lives there. So we figured, let's just try this. So it was really fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. You actually got to do that. Do you have any of the video on your social media?
I do. On my Instagram, I have both the Jennifer Lopez mix and the Britney Spears mix. Both of the routines, both from the Flex Lewis Classic, are both on there.
Yeah. I'll have to go check those out.
They're really fun.
So fun. Okay, so let's talk a little bit here, just about your mindset of, you know, I know we kind of talked about this earlier, just touched on it, but, you know, going into the shows and the mindset you have to have, and then coming out of the shows and the mindset you have to have, because I've said this before, that I always felt like coming off shows could be a harder transition for people, and having the right attitude, mindset, and then self-discipline.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I think you spend 12 to 16 weeks getting ready for a show, and you get so engulfed in it that you don't realize that this is not your everyday life, that this is going to end, you know, in 16 weeks. And so you're goal driven all the way until the end, and the show comes, and then you kind of go through a little mental breakdown because you're thinking to yourself, what am I going to do now? I've been working so hard every day for this goal. And so now what, you know, what happens now? And so I think the first couple of years I struggled with that a lot. And then somewhere down the line, I think I just realized that I have to realize that the goal doesn't have to stop just because I hit the stage. Yes, I've made it to a great point in my physique. It doesn't have to stop there. I can keep going with what I am. I just have to make small goals on how I'm going to do that. So whether it came to just getting your diet back to some, you know, some normalcy, keeping up with my competition diet, but adding back in, you know, certain carbs, or adding fruit, or adding little things here and there, and doing it slowly so that you don't completely derail all the work that you have done, but letting yourself just slowly start to enjoy things. And I think it just became a matter of setting that goal after each show, knowing like, here's where I am and here's where I want to be. What steps do I have to take to get there? Okay. So it's just scheduling and making it an actual plan.
Now, do you when you're getting ready for shows, are you still eating a lot of food? Like what do you think your average calorie count overall is for the day?
You know, my calorie count goes anywhere depending on how my body's reacting. Because my body, it's funny, as you get older, it's like each show was different. I would go from anywhere from 1,400 calories to 2,100 calories. And my coach would I would do like a high carb day and a low carb day. So I was constantly trying to keep my body guessing, obviously, until you get down to the end and you have to like cut everything back a little bit. But I've never restricted calories so much, and my body actually responded much better than the opposite.
That's good. Well, that's how it should be, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it was always fun for me when I got to work with someone that I could feed them more.
Yes.
Progressively feed them more, and they got leaner, as opposed to having to take all this food away, right? And
absolutely.
Yeah. So with coming off shows, did you continue to make your food? Like, do you have kind of a set pattern now? Even like, Sunday's your food prep day, or
absolutely. So Sunday is actually my food prep day. I try to eat as clean as I can through the week. I have my regular meals and I have my favorite things that I like to eat, which I feel, it's just like my normal clean diet.
What are those?
So I love fish, any kind of fish. I love whitefish. I love salmon. I love bison. Bison's probably one of my favorites. And chicken, obviously, I like chicken. And then I'm a diehard Brussels sprout fan, which no one seems to understand but me. But I eat Brussels sprouts like 2 or 3 times a day. And any other green vegetable, green beans, salad. I love a huge, big, gigantic salad. But on Saturday, I kind of let myself just go off diet. I try to eat, just eat intuitively, whatever I feel like. I don't go crazy, but Saturday night, I definitely allow myself to have a cheat meal if I go out with my family, and just enjoy. I don't plan anything. And then Sunday is when I do all my meal prep for the week.
And do you find yourself, do you do any fasting?
No, I'm not a very good faster because I'm one of those people that if I don't eat, I'm not a very nice person. And my husband knows this. You have like about 30 minutes before, if I tell you I'm hungry and I'm not eating within a certain amount of time, I'm not very happy. Yeah. Anything, just eat anything. Yeah.
So you're saying you get hangry.
Yes. And he like intermittent fast. He gets up in the morning and has like a cup of coffee, and then he can go until like 2 o'clock without eating anything. And I've already eaten like 3 times by that, and I'm like, I could never. It's just I'm not that girl.
Oh my goodness. So I remember living in the marina there, and I would go down and I got to know the manager at the 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗁𝗲𝗯𝗲 Cafe.
Yeah.
And they used to sell me big full box of their, I guess it was either buffalo or bison. I don't know what they called it.
Buffalo there.
Yeah. So they used to make the buffalo, burgers, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they would sell me the patties. I'd literally get a box of frozen, of like the whole box. So maybe they had 30, they would have, I think it was like 30 patties in there.
Oh, wow.
And they were like 8 ounces. I knew exactly what the breakdown was, the fats and proteins. And I loved those so much. Yeah. And I remember coming home with this box of frozen buffalo patties, and I'd be like, yay.
They had the greatest buffalo burger when you would go there with sprouts on wheat bread. It was so good.
Yeah. So I remember that was one of my fun little perks I had, getting to know them. And I remember just calling them, hey, I'm going to come down and grab a box. Like, okay.
That's awesome. Very awesome.
Is 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗂𝗁𝗲 still there?
Oh, it closed. Aww. Yeah, it closed. I think when I moved out to the valley, so maybe 20 years ago, it closed. And I used to go down there. Yeah, I used to drive down there and have breakfast on Sundays with my dad. They had blueberry pancakes that I loved. And when they closed,
how did they close? They were like one of the best restaurants. Like they had all the fun food, they had the healthy food, they had great atmosphere. Like, how in the world? And they were in a great location.
It was perfect. It was.
I don't understand. Like, how does a business like that close down unless they just said, I'm done, I'm tired of it? But
oh yeah.
And so there's no more 𝗬𝗂𝘂𝗁𝗲 Cafe. And I can't believe you're saying 20 years. Like,
yeah, it really was, because I would go down there probably the first couple of years that I moved out here. So 2001. So maybe it's almost 20 years, because in 2001, I moved out here and I would go down every Sunday and have breakfast with my dad. And it was open for probably a year or two. So I guess it's been closed for, somewhere between that. Yeah.
That's devastating.
It is totally.
Not that I could really go back right now, but it's just like,
you never know.
Oh man. And then there was another place down there. It was at the, when you go down, what's Torrance, and then what is that called? The next beachy area is
Redondo.
Yeah. Okay. I lived there for 1 year. That's my first year in California. I lived right on the beach in Redondo on Avenue F and Esplanade.
Oh, okay.
And I was on the 3rd floor, and it had balcony that could look over the ocean. And man, I just wish that I could go back to that moment in time and just knowing what I know now, and just like enjoying that a little bit more. Like, because everything was so new for me. I just moved out there. I was 24, and it was like a crazy rut. Like the year just flew by, and then all of a sudden I realized I'm so far away from everything. I have to move. I went up to the marina.
Yeah.
But I remember just, running down, I'd cross the street and go into the beach and down there and run all through the sand anyways, it was just, but when you went down from Redondo and you kind of curved PCH down, there was a pancake house there. I think it was called the Original Pancake House.
Oh yeah. The Original Pancake House is there. Yeah. There's a Good Stuff, and there's an Original Pancake House down there. Yep.
The Good Stuff. I remember Good Stuff was good too. Yeah. But that pancake place, like I remember going once in a while with, so I was dating somebody, and we'd go there like a splurge, and it was always a line to get in there.
Absolutely.
Because everyone wanted to go on the weekends. Of course you can't go there on the weekday because you're dieting or whatever.
Yep.
I just remember going down there and like, okay, so fun. Okay. So right now, like, are you still kind of eating that 4 to 5 meals a day? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And I guess because I just did a show in November, like my schedule, I've just always keep the same thing. I always feel like if I'm just doing this, when I do start prepping, it's pretty much still the same type of thing. If I decide to do a show, I'm just doing the same thing. I just alter, the amounts basically, or the type of food. But yeah, so it's just the way that I do it.
And you're working with a coach when you go to get on stage, but in between you're not working with a coach.
No, I pretty much follow my coach's same type of patterns, because usually he had in the past given me an off-season program, and so I always like to refer to it. And I've gotten to the point now where after so long you kind of just know what your body responds well to, so I just kind of stick to that.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. And what do you do about like fats and carbs? Why don't you do this? Why don't you just kind of give a general example of a day of food for you? Like, what does that look like from morning to night?
Yeah. Well, my breakfast is always the same because I absolutely love oatmeal. So I always have Coach's Oats in the morning. So I have oatmeal, and I have muscle egg, which is flavored egg.
Coach's Oats.
Yes, those are my favorite. Diehard favorite.
That's from like long time ago.
Yeah.
You still make those?
Yeah, absolutely. They sell them at Costco too. So you can actually get them at Costco.
Where have I been?
Yeah. So I do Coach's Oats and muscle egg in the morning. And it depends and I'll have strawberries, either strawberries or blueberries. I'm more of a strawberry girl. But for breakfast, I do, it's always oatmeal, eggs, and strawberries. And then my first snack is usually chicken or ground turkey and a sweet potato and some green vegetables. I have a lot of green vegetables throughout the day. Lunch is typically fish. I'll do salmon or tilapia with green vegetables or a salad. And then the afternoon, I'll do rice cakes and almond butter or an apple and almond butter. It just depends. And then dinner's always either salmon in a salad or tilapia in a salad or steak in a salad. I love carne asada, so I have a lot of steak all the time. And then I always make a protein pancake or a protein waffle before bed. So I just do protein. It's like the easiest thing ever. Protein, muscle egg, and some baking powder. And I have a amazing protein waffle before bed with, usually a tablespoon or 2 of almond butter. And it's my absolute favorite. And then, I love those protein Pop-Tarts. Those are like a snack any time of day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I just throw those in wherever I can get them. But that's pretty much it.
I love it. You're like, my snack is chicken, and like that's not snack food. I mean, unless you're saying like, Unless you're saying like chicken nuggets or something, but
no, but I mean, like I like chop up my chicken into like little cubes, and I'll mix it in with red peppers and onion, you know, and I just have like 4 ounces of just chicken, mix it in with rice and just make like a little bowl or whatever. But
yeah.
I'm not a big snacker, like as far as like snacking throughout the day.
Well, no, because you're eating so much all the time.
I know.
So there's not a lot of room to snack.
Yeah, this is true.
What is your, if you don't mind me asking, what is your weight right now?
112.
Okay. And I mean, you look lean. So, and obviously in your pictures, you look great.
Thank
so
you.
Is that like a good weight for you to maintain? Is that?
Yeah, 113 is probably like the happy, like my happy medium, like right about 113. On stage, I end up leaning down to about 107 or 108. So 113 is probably like a good place for me.
Yeah, well, you look very healthy and you look very nice. So you know, your face doesn't look all sunken, drawn in, and everything. So it looks like, you know, you're doing a great job. Those Brussels sprouts are doing a good job for you.
Yes, absolutely.
What time is what time is breakfast for you?
Right when I get back from the gym, so about 6:30, 6:45.
So you're doing your workout and cardio on an empty stomach?
Yes, always. Okay. I'm one of those people, a lot of people always talk about that. And I've never been good at eating and then working out. Like I feel too full. I feel sluggish. It's just, I always do better on an empty stomach.
Well, you've conditioned yourself for that. Your brain knows how to focus on that. And your body has been fasting for however many hours, right? And, you know, technically, and when you're in a fasted state, your cortisol levels are down and your growth hormones up. So it makes sense why you feel like, you know, you can go in and get your workout in and do that. Are you doing cardio every day?
No, I usually do like maybe 4 or 5 days a week. And I mean, I'll do like 20 minutes and it's kind of like my wake up time. I kind of get to the gym and I walk on the treadmill or I'm on the bike. And usually, to be honest, I'm working at the same time because everything I do is in social media. So while I'm on the treadmill, I'm walking and I'm looking at my phone and I'm working, or I'm on the bike and I'm looking at my phone and I'm working. So I try to force myself to not work, but it's very difficult.
Yeah. So you're not doing a lot of cardio, which it doesn't look like you're hurting from that. So mostly weights. And how many days a week are you doing weights?
I do weights 5 days a week. I just split it up. I've been focusing on lower body right now. So I do lower body twice a week. And then I do shoulders and triceps, back and biceps. And then I have a day for just glutes. So glutes and abs, I kind of just put them together, or just like a detailed day sort of.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to well, is there anything else you'd like to share, like before we talk about this other fun topic? Is there anything else that you think of that would be interesting for people to know as far as how you've maintained for all these years? Because it's been you've done a great job.
It all.
I mean, you're getting better, which is unusual for people, right? Maybe not in our industry, but yes, still. Yeah. I mean, you look young, you look like healthier. You're just as vibrant, and your mom, like, of 2 teenage girls. And I mean, you know,
thank you.
Yeah, very good. And it's so fun to know that I was a part of the inspiration in the beginning.
100%.
Such an honor to know that. So thank you for honoring me with that information and just the remembering of all the things. And in the meantime, I thought I was gonna go ahead and plug this in, and then I realized there's nowhere I can plug it in. So
you don't want to do that.
I love this. It's so cute. Maybe let's talk about Legendary Foods and how you got to be their social coordinator.
Absolutely.
And what does that mean? In the meantime, I should probably be eating
your chocolate cake. So, you know, it is, again, it's a whole full circle situation, because as you know, Gina Aloe was an IFBB figure pro. She is an IFBB figure pro. And she actually, when she was an amateur, we both did a show together in San Diego, and she's much younger than me, but we did a show together and we have been friends ever since. And her husband was actually working in the marketing division at Legendary Foods and knew that I did social media. They were looking for someone to come in and start handling their Instagram and Facebook. And so he reached out to me, and this was in November of 2019.
Okay.
And I started working for them then. And in January of 2020, we launched our 𝗬𝚻cie pastry, which is our keto-friendly, high-protein cake-style tasty pastry. Yeah. And it's 20 grams of protein, and it only has 5 grams of net carbs. And so it's a huge hit with the keto market.
Mhm.
But now they've changed it a lot. So it's 20 grams of protein, and it's like an alternative to, a protein bar. And so it's been really, really taking off lately in the bodybuilding and fitness industry, because it's something completely different. And it was supposed to bring back, the nostalgia of a Pop-Tart.
It does.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And I mean, we've got, 8 great flavors. They keep getting better. And this year they've got even more products coming out, which are going to be amazing.
I love them, and I like the new style, the cake style. And I don't know if you know this about me, maybe you remember, but I'm a cakeaholic.
Same. So am I.
Oh
I buy
my
myself
God,
a
girl.
birthday cake every Saturday, like a small birthday cake. I'm not lying. It's an awful thing, but I absolutely do. It's my favorite thing.
Did you say every Saturday?
Every Saturday night. It's not a lie. If you ever are on my Instagram, you would know that every Saturday almost I post a picture in my story, because I'm obsessed with birthday cake.
Ugh.
I have no idea what it is.
I love cake and icing, and I know I like just really traditional cake.
Yeah.
I don't need something all, super fancy or anything, just kind of traditional. We have a place here in town called Nothing Bundt Cake.
Yeah. We have
one.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a friend of mine owns a couple of them here, and those are just one of the best. They're like simple. They're just, and then they have the little mini one.
Light too.
I mean, I probably could eat a whole box of 24 minis on my own. Not that I have, but I probably could.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's how I got started with Legendary. And so I've been there now since November 2019. They're an amazing group of people, everybody behind the scenes. Yes. Shannon and Ron and Michael Venny. I mean, it's the most amazing crew over there. They're geniuses in what they come up with and what they create. Yes. And that's my favorite of the almond butter.
Me too.
Pecan pie. Pecan pie is my absolute favorite. And so, I put that on my protein waffles all the time. But yeah, so I handle their Instagram, and now I'm doing their TikTok as well. And I'm obsessed with the company. And so it makes it so much fun, when you're working for a company that you absolutely love. It makes it so much easier to work and come up with, new ideas and concepts and work with the people. So it's been amazing there.
That's so fun to hear, because, like you said, you're getting to do something you love. Yeah. It's a great product. It's fun product, and everyone loves it. You know what I've really enjoyed doing, and I've shared them across my end too. But I'll take the tasty pastries to the barn especially if I know I'm going to have a lesson with a young child, because I give lessons to the young ones.
Yeah.
And I'll bring those out, and I'm always like, because usually after the lesson they're hungry, and they're kind of ready. They're kind of brain fried from the lesson, and they're physically tired from the horses and all the riding and everything. So I'll bring out these, and I'll let them have one. And of course, I'm always got my camera ready to see their reactions.
Yeah, for sure.
They're always like, ooh, they're so good.
Yep. It's good because they don't taste like, protein bars have like this crazy protein bar taste.
Yeah.
And the cake style ones, they're so good, and they taste so sweet. So if you do have a sweet tooth, it's the perfect little fix, but they have less than a gram of sugar. So you're not going to hurt anything by having that little treat.
That's crazy. Can you, how often during the week do you eat them yourself? Because I mean, you're eating all the time.
I probably have 3 a week. Cookies and cream is the Oreo. That's by far, that one's my favorite. That and the chocolate cake, because when you microwave the chocolate cake, it has that ooey gooey center that's so fudgy. And so both of those two are my favorite, but cookies and cream probably wins on the.
I like those two, as well as the strawberry. And I guess I'm still hoping I get strawberry. I think the last time we ordered, they maybe have been out, or they were.
Oh no! Well, we got all new packaging. I'll send you some strawberry, because we do have everything is in stock now. Yes.
Cool. And the cinnamon, my husband loves the cinnamon. So it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many good ones.
There is. There really
so fun. And then, of course, I am a huge fan of these. And I like probably 3 of the flavors a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. I've just enjoyed them. Just a fun little, because I love nuts, but it's just nice to have that kind of little flavor kick there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And of course, you say pecan. whatever.
Either
right?
one. That's my absolute favorite flavor by far.
And I do like the blueberry
cinnamon.
Yeah. That one, I mean, that one's like so authentic. It's crazy
how big chunks of blueberries in it. It's insane.
Yeah, it's really crazy. The flavors are so on. I'm not an apple pie fan, but the apple one does have the exact flavor of apple pie. Yeah. And I probably need to get one of those for my dad. He'd probably love it.
We'll do it.
Yeah, they're super fun. Well, congratulations, 𝗬𝗬cie, on everything. And I just want to thank you for joining here on the Monica Brant Show and sharing all of your great information, your encouragement for, I know anyone that's listening is going to be encouraged by what you've done and how you've maintained and being, you know, the mom that you are and your daughters and your husband. Like, it's just, you know, I say this again and it sounds funny maybe, but it sounds like this fairy tale life that I'm sure a lot of women would probably love to have to experience. But that doesn't mean that you haven't worked very hard and stayed very disciplined. I know what it takes to stay in that top shape, to have those goals, to be consistent. And I know that you've worked really hard and, you know, you're always such a joy to visit with, and you've got that big, beautiful smile that just warms people's hearts. So it's fun to have seen your walk through this. I know we have some images that we'll share that are from the magazines that you had sent over to. So fun to just see your transformation and into this beautiful fit woman, and the footprints that you've left in the industry have been remarkable.
Thank you so much. And thanks for having me. And, you know, like I said in the beginning, I mean, everything that I am right now, it all started with you, and when we first met, and that, I mean, that's what catapulted me to want to keep working harder. And I mean, it just went on as the years went by. So I appreciate everything. And I mean that, like, it really was, that's where it all started. So it means a lot to me.
You know, you wonder because I've heard so many people talk sometimes about meeting people and they're like, well, they weren't very nice. And then I know I was discouraged because somebody wasn't very nice. And, you know, you wonder if I hadn't have been nice, you know, or, you know, if that would have changed your mind or not, but probably not. You probably would have found someone else to go find that, you know, would have inspired you. But so cool. I love that I've been a part of your journey. And it's pretty awesome now that I get to work with you some through Legendary Foods after all these years, right? Now I get to connect with you. And I'm so thankful for Legendary Foods for their support of this show and believing in me and continuing to promote what I'm doing as well. It's really awesome to have that. And I've enjoyed sharing Legendary Foods with so many people. And of course, now I get to share your story outside of just being social coordinator for Legendary. So fun. Can you share with people where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram or Facebook, 𝗬𝗬cie D. It's Instagram and then 𝗬𝗬cie D. And I also have a website, 𝗬𝗬cie_photography.com, and it just has recipes and healthy things like that. But it's basically there.
You have a fan club and a discussion board on there?
No, we don't do that. We left that to Mo.
I think that was almost a 10-year stint with that.
It was so awesome though. And it was like the perfect time when it was there. So it was awesome.
I know, right? It was super fun. Okay. And then what about Legendary Foods? Where can people find Legendary?
You can find Legendary Foods on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook at Legendary Foods, and on their website, which is eatlegendary.com.
Awesome. I love it. Well, I will be eating Legendary here in a little bit because I'm going to go enjoy this chocolate cake.
Good. Enjoy. It was great seeing you, Mo. Thank you so much for everything.
Thanks. And tell your girls hi. And I can't wait to see them performing.
I will, for sure.
Okay. Bye, 𝗬𝗬cie. All right. Well, that is a wrap for our time with 𝗬𝗬cie. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are interested in having someone specific on here, do let us know. You can email my show producer, Claudia, at MonicaBrant.com. And you can make suggestions. It never hurts. So thank you so much. You guys have a blessed rest of your evening or day whenever you're getting this. Stay fit, love life, and we'll see you on the next Monica Brant Show. Hi, everyone. Monica here. Just wanted to thank you so much for watching the Monica Brant Show. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share these videos, and oh yeah, and that little bell notification, don't forget to click that so you'll get more great content every time there's a show uploaded or a video or anything else. So you guys, thank you so much for your support, and as always, stay fit and love life.